All right, so welcome back. What we're gonna do today is the third episode of the Marvel What If storyline. So I really enjoy what they're doing in general with the storyline. I mean, it's definitely keeping to the old school. You're kind of waiting for the new release of a comic to see where that storyline's going, and the what ifs are completely separate from each other. I mean, they're going full out. I mean, the first one was what if Captain America wasn't Captain America, and then you have what if Black Panther was Star Lord, and now you have what if the whole first Avengers Initiative movie thing didn't happen because all of the people got taken out. Now, what I will say is, I mean, it's not even a spoiler. The title tells you what the episode is, but I guess I'll say it now. Spoiler alert: most of the Avengers die. There you go. So that's what you're waiting for to hear. You don't have to watch the episode. You can leave. That's it. Okay. For everybody else that stayed. So the episode starts in a weird way. Like, it starts with the generic, like, Tony Stark in the diner. It's the scene from Iron Man 2. They're talking to him, and then Romanoff goes to, or Black Widow goes to stab him in the neck with the injection that'll help him with the toxicity of the core that's in his chest. Okay. Then he dies. They're freaking out. They're like, oh, it must have been Romanoff because she was a spy. And, very cliche, like, oh, she's a spy. She must have done it. As if she would do it in front of Agent Fury. Like, that doesn't even make any sense, but fine, whatever. So that happens. And then as you're progressing, as you're watching, you see Thor. Thor's sitting there. He's human, I guess, at that point. Because it's the first Thor movie, and then him going to try and lift the hammer. So then Barton shoots him, and then you progress forward. Barton dies. You keep progressing. Romanoff's looking for Banner. Banner dies. Romanoff dies. Okay. And then you get that little quick throwaway that it's still the universe of Shield and Fury have been in contact with Captain Marvel, because they show the little beeper. But then Loki comes down. You killed my brother Thor. All this stuff. I think that it was an interesting idea showing Hank Pym as Ant-Man and just his descent into madness, because I think that's probably one of the more accurate representations that they've done of Ant-Man. In general, they tried to make it more, oh, he's just misunderstood, and like people just want his technology and all this, as opposed to he's not a great person. Like, he's not. Like, he does bad things. Like, he's not a good guy. Like, he's on the good guy's side, right? But he has flaws, and like a lot of them. And like, if you read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't read the comics, very simply, he's not a good guy. Like, he beats on his wife, he drinks. Like, it's not great. So showing him more in him having lost his mind, his daughter died. It's the catalyst for him trying to kill all the Avengers. And then they showed the little montage of like how he killed all of them. I'll say for Thor, for Romanoff, because Romanoff obviously human, Barton human, even Tony Stark human. But then Thor, I get it. He was technically, like, his powers been stripped away because of Odin banishing him. And then Banner, but the Banner one, it didn't make a ton of sense. Like, I guess there's a thought process behind it of, oh, well, he got shot into Banner while he was still Banner, and then before he turned into the Hulk, he threw something in his heart that now when his heart was the Hulk, it would over replicate and he'd explode. I don't know. It's fine. I get it. They had to get rid of all the Avengers, and then you get the ending credits of Captain Marvel, like, who are we gonna go fight? That kind of thing. Okay. It's interesting because they're all separate stories, and I mean, obviously that's the point of the what if. Like the Watcher says in the beginning, like, it's a bunch of different multiverses. Any choice could fracture and create millions of other choices. But I genuinely like it. Like, even when I have an issue with the story, like I did the issue with the Hulk thing, even when I have an issue with the story, it's a good like, it's a good, well-rounded story, right? Like, you can watch it by itself. You can sit there and say, okay, well, I would like to see where that keeps going. But even if they don't continue it and they go into another story, it was still a good, self-contained story, right? So as I've been saying every time that I do one of these little rant review things. Marvel needs to keep doing this. They need to keep putting out content, even if it's cartoons, so that there is something for people to ingest visually and to have in their minds as this Marvel's creating a universe. This universe is worth me investing in to keep going and seeing films, which I get it. Shang-Chi's coming out, Black Widow came out, they're coming out with a Spider-Man movie, and then they're coming out with the Eternals. 2021 for Marvel movies, they're putting out a lot of films. That's great. But they also had Loki, they also had Falcon and Winter Soldier, they also had WandaVision. They need to just keep putting stuff out, because the more information they put out and the more lore they build, the easier it's going to be for them to kind of shift into mutants exist and Fantastic Four. This is where all these people were during the snap and all of that. Like, you're going to have questions like, where was Professor X during all of this with Thanos? Like, why wasn't he helping? What about Wolverine? What about, anyone? What about Mr. Fantastic? He's really smart. They could have went to him when it came to the snap and tried to figure out time travel. He's incredibly intelligent. And was he snapped? Was he not snapped? Like, just a whole bunch of stuff. So it should be interesting to see where it goes. I'm looking forward to every episode of the What If. Again, if you want me to comment on something else, comment below. Let me know TV shows, movies, music, anything like that. As I've said, I'm just going to start kind of randomly doing like anime stuff, movies that I've watched, TV shows, and you guys will just keep seeing that until you suggest other things for me to either watch or react to. And that's it.